Hello. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some more gear that I'm going to add to my wilderness long-term living / bug out bag. Now I carried it in this backpack instead of putting it all in my other pack, because then I would be putting it in through pockets and such, in through the top. Like, I'm going to be putting this gear in different places and I would be having to empty the whole pack to get at it. So I put it in this pack just to share it with you. So in this video I'm going to be going over my cooking, fire starting, and also just odds and ends of different gear that I would be taking. Now it's all in this backpack and I'm going to put it down on the ground, bring it out, and share it with you. It's been raining all morning here and last night, so the moss is soaked. I decided to put it up in the tree. So first off, this is just placed in here to bring it in. It's not actually in the locations where I would keep it. Like I said, in my other pack, I would put some in the top pouch, some on the sides, and some inside as well. So at first, I have lighting here. Now, I know that batteries are going to die if you're out there long term, but I have a piece of gear in here that's going to help. These are going to be used very sparingly. If you ever heard the old farmers say, when the sun sets, they go to bed, and the sun rises, they're back up. That was because you need your sleep first off, but also you're not using lighting. Because candles and so on that they did have, they use sparingly a lot of times. Now this one here is a lamp. It's rechargeable, and I have two headlamps here as well that are rechargeable. I'm going to dig out the device that I would use to actually maintain those, and I also know that all electronics fail, but then I would have to go to more primitive means, which are oil lamps, animal fat, the old stone lamps and so on, which I have made and used. I could go to that route as well. And I could also use those sparingly and save these and use these only in an emergency or if I really need light. This here is a solar panel, and I have used this. It works well. Also, inside, I have two USB banks, power banks, that I can charge, and I can also hook this directly to my lights to charge it. If I have those on full charge, then I can use the rest of the light from the sun to charge my battery banks. Now this here is has 3 panels, and it's a 10-watt max. So it's not the most powerful, but it will give me some light, because that's all I'm going to be using it for lighting up my path during some nights. I also would carry a first aid kit. Now this is going to be great for fixing boo-boos. It has just bandages and such. You burn yourself, it's going to help with that, but your cuts and scrapes and so on. It'll be great for that, but it is also limited with how much is in it. This one here has a good stock and it's very light, so in my opinion, just smart to carry. Now clothing, gear, and so on can become damaged, especially over long-term use. That's why in this bag I have many different size needles and also from heavy-duty threads. So, not sure you can see that, but that is just a small repair kit for clothing, gear, and so on. So So this was a must as well, having something to repair anything that is damaged. So I have a couple options for water purification. This here is a single-walled 1 liter water bottle. As you see, I have boiled a lot of water in this water bottle. What's great about this is I can boil water, set it aside, let it cool, put my cap on, and go. Or I could drink this and then boil more, put the cap on, and go. Now I also decided on the Sawyer Mini. Now this here I have drank from many water sources and it has worked great. How do I know? I haven't been sick. And it's been questionable water. So what I love about the Sawyer Mini is I also have a collapsible bottle here that I can fill up, screw this on it, and then I can roll this up and fill my water bottle or a pot. And I can also fill this up and screw the cap on. I have extra water that I can carry with me. Plus, I have purified water that I can drink inside my water bottle. So it's good for that. I can fill, a gallon, just keep filling this up, rolling it out, and I can have a purified water coming out and fill a gallon if I like. So it's many uses that way, but also it has a straw that if I was seeing water in between rocks or such that I couldn't get a water bottle in to fill it, well, I can put this in the bottom, get down, and drink as well. So many uses with this, but what I love about it is it is supposed to clean up to 100,000 gallons. Now, if you do the math, it's like 270 years at a gallon a day. So this can last a lifetime. You just cannot allow it to freeze. So if you're using it in cold weather, I usually shake it out the best I can. I put it in a baggie and I put it in an inside pocket just so it doesn't freeze. But many, many uses for a water filter. And what I love about this one is it has more uses than most. But if I don't have to boil every drop I drink, that's a huge bonus for me. So I have brought out 2 pots for cooking needs and wants. Just because this one here is a 2 liter, it's a little bigger, so if I want to make stews and soups and such, it's a little bigger than my 5 cup here. But this one has a bail and handle, so great on a fireplace and a campfire. But in here I also have a small stainless steel twig stove. Now this can be very handy because it can save on firewood gathering and such. I don't have to make a big campfire to boil water to cook and such. I can just fill this little stove full of twigs and this all goes together and such. But it's very compact and I can fit it right in here. So that's one of my options. Being able to just fill this full of twigs and cook a meal or boil water, it's just a great option for me. Now, this is all stainless steel, which will last a very long time. And on this one here, it's a little bit of everything. This is a kit that I put together. Now, this is my lid, but it's also a bowl. So many uses for that. Also got green cup out of the Stanley kit. This I've drank many hot liquids out of. I love this cup. Little measuring cup. And this all fits right inside my pot. Just has a bail here that I can hang it over a fire. So this here would be my cooking needs and wants. I can also make wooden tongs. I can make wooden spoons, forks, spatulas and so on. So having tools to make more utensils is very important. But also this here is going to last a long time. So that there is my cooking and also my odds and ends. Down here is my fire starting. As you see, I may have went a little bit overboard, but this can last me a long time with fire making. Also, knowing how to process your material to get fire started with a ferro rod is very important. I have done it for years, and I start most of my fires with a ferro rod. Now, in here, also, I've got flint and steel. Now, flint and steel is another method. As you know, man's used it for centuries. And I just got a couple strikers in here, all kinds of charred cloth, big old chunk of flint. But we have lots of quartz around here that I could use that as well to start a fire. So I've got flint and steel, as well as many different styles and shapes and sizes of ferro rods. That will and should cover my fire needs. Lastly, what I have in this bag is some material for reading and also knowledge. Now, this is just some books that I threw in here for my own interest. Now, I don't read a lot unless I feel that it's important and knowledge I may need. I don't enjoy reading, to be honest. I'd rather watch a video. Although, this one here is a book on wild edibles. I had just dropped a book on the ground as I was taking it out. You've probably seen that. That one is a tree finder, identifying trees. These are some pocket guides. This is natural cordage. It just shows different processes. I have made many natural cordages, but there's many that you have to process down, and there's more to it than just grabbing bark and making twine. So this here can be a refresher as well. I've got survival trees and wilderness survival drinks. Now, what's good about reading material is when you're settled all night and you just want to calm down and relax, something like this can be really good for the mind. So this video is going to be the last of this series. This was a fun project to do, and it just makes you think what you would take if you was going to live long term in the forest. Now, like I said, the gear in this pack I would add to my bag, although I'm right around the 55-pound mark for weight. Now, for me, it's a little hefty, but I can hike through the woods with 55 pounds on my back. Now, it's according on your own strength and your own endurance and such, but this is gear that if I'm going to live long term, all this gear could make it a heck of a lot more comfortable. And just having to work with stone tools and primitive, I can do that if I had to, but I wouldn't want to. So I want to thank you very much for watching this series, and I've had fun with this. I hope you've had enjoyable time watching it. Take care and stay safe. So this video...
You're doing it. Settle down. Calm down.